Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Welcome to an unfiltered, slightly unedited, minimal cuts style vlog. Honestly, I really debated just like not filming anything this week because I feel so behind on everything, but it's times like this where I'm like, actually, I feel like it would be a good opportunity for me to make a video more like this where there's not really many cuts or like music or text or anything. And we just get to hang out, you know? And I think I'm just gonna film this video probably for the next couple of hours and maybe the rest of today. I'm not sure. I wanna get this up tomorrow, but I don't wanna edit it, really. And I have stuff to do. I wanna talk to you guys just in general about like, just feeling behind in your life and just kind of like knowing how to make the call of like, you need to do a little bit less right now in order to get ahead or in order to like get back on track. Because a lot of times I feel like my videos are like, let's get back on track, and we have this mentality and then we like go do a bunch of productive things because I am a productive channel, because I am a pretty naturally productive person. But honestly, I just don't feel on top of it, and I just feel like I'm like barely making ends meet with things like my YouTube channel. Like I haven't really planned the next month. I still haven't even calculated all of my expenses from Korea or updated my budget in the last 3 weeks, and I just feel behind. So I just want to normalize that and put it out there on my channel and stuff, because I don't want you guys to think that like I have things together all the time, and I also don't want to make it look like I'm like not stressed when I am. But in between all of the stress, we still like have life and we still have to get through it somehow, and I feel like that's the mindset that I try to have. Even when times are hard or stressful or you feel like you're running out of time, like your mindset is the first most important thing that matters, because if I don't have a good mindset, then it like doesn't really matter. Even when things are crazy, if you have a good mindset, then it can be okay, you know what I mean? So that's what this video is going to be. We're going to do some life updates, and I'm just going to tell you guys like, I don't know, anything new. I think just like in general of like how I'm feeling with stuff and like where I'm at with like my goals. I feel like I want to restructure my goals, all of those things, and also show you guys my new hyperfixation as up to date as possible, because I think the last one I told you about was the cottage cheese beef bowl, but I'm over that. It actually sucks. I feel like how little that lasted when I thought I was gonna love it for a lot longer, you know? Actually though, this is my current hyperfixation. One, I'm obsessed with Be Amazing. They used to be called Beam. I think back in like 2022, I actually bought brown sugar oatmeal. It was in like a tub and it was from the same brand, but they have since rebranded. I'm not sure if they've reformulated, but I'm kind of obsessed with them all over again. I'm not having it every single day, but I feel like I'm having it like as often as I want. Protein powder or something. And this just came back in stock. It's the birthday cake flavor, and I've been wanting to make this Dunkaroo protein dip as like a healthy mid-afternoon snack and stuff, and I made it literally the moment that this delivered on Monday, and it was so good. So I want to make it with you guys. 1 scoop of protein is 130 calories and 20 grams of protein. That's like really, really good macros wise. I'm just kind of like lightly measuring everything, and then I'm not sure how much yogurt I have, but I might have to add more. This is how it looks when you first put all the protein powder in. It just like looks like it won't mix, but then you just take your time and mix it up. And then once this is all mixed with the powders, I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract, almond extract, and I think that's it. And it actually, oh, and then sprinkles, of course. And then it literally tastes like kind of like a dupe of Dunkaroo dip. And then I have these bunny crackers, bunny grams. They're really good. I got them from Whole Foods. And I'm just trying to have some good, healthy mid-afternoon snacks that I can hyperfixate on that are very healthy for you and delicious, because I don't want it to just be healthy. I want it to also be yummy, you know? I think that actually reminds me, that's my other life update. Hold on. If you guys watched my goal video for 2025, one of my goals this year is to do a 75-day challenge. Not exactly 75 hard if I don't want it to be, but just some sort of wellness challenge for 75 days. I think I'm like ready for that time now. I started this yesterday, so I'm currently on day 2. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you guys want to see more like intentional videos on this 75-day challenge that I'm doing. I have very simple rules. It's very similar to 75 hard, except I just made like 2 modifications, I think. Maybe 3. Okay, the overall rules of 75 hard are 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside. 10 minutes of reading nonfiction a day. I think like 1 gallon of water, follow a diet, and take a progress picture every single day. So I'm doing basically that, except I modified a little bit for, instead of doing 2 45-minute workouts, one must be outside, I just did 90 minutes of exercise / movement every single day, including intentional walks, not including walking my dog, because yes, there's steps taken, but my dog walks so slow. It's like not, I really don't know how much of a difference it makes. So I'm doing intentional walks and or workouts and runs and stuff. So that is, I think I need more yogurt. So that's the first modification. And then the second modification is, instead of doing 10 minutes of nonfiction reading, I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I substituted it with Korean. 15 minutes of Korean studying every single day, whether it's vocab or reviewing my notes or grammar, something, just 15 minutes every single day. I think that's very doable, and I'm really trying to get into the habit of learning Korean again, because I want to give you guys a life update on that later. But I do have some updates to my Korean learning journey that I feel like I was holding back, kind of debating not telling you guys, but I just want to like check in with you about that other huge goal of mine. So yeah, I'm kind of like habit stacking a little bit with these goals and doing the 75-day challenge. Okay, this is basically, I think this is done. I'm making a mess. Okay, oh my God, sorry. And then I have almond extract, vanilla extract. I'm just gonna do like literally a splash of it, because you don't want it to be too much, you know? And then almond is in here. Hi. I truthfully have been struggling a lot with being behind on uploads, and I just like want to be honest with you guys about it, because I put up my community tab that I might not be posting as consistently as I usually do. These are just sprinkles that I got on Amazon. I really meant it, and I took off like an entire week when I was in Korea, but like I wasn't doing nothing. I was traveling and like exploring and stuff. So I don't know, I just feel like ever since Korea, like I'm like, okay, I shouldn't take off like more uploads, even though I was not done with like my travel and stuff. So I've just kind of been struggling a little bit with like my standards in terms of my upload schedule. But the truth is, like, I really just am behind. So that's why I'm filming this video, because I just think it's also a good opportunity to update you guys on, instead of me blabbing in a separate, more like polished vlog. Here it is. Isn't it so pretty? It's really good. This is it. I have my Teddy Grams, or my Bunny Grams, and my Dunkaroo dip. And then what I literally do is I scoop it. And it honestly really satiates my sweet tooth. Anyways, I forget what I was saying actually. Oh yes, okay, anyways, I have been struggling a little bit with my upload schedule, but I do think it's a good time to talk to you guys just in general about like where I'm at with everything, because I just want to do like a big life update. I have a lot of like, I guess, things I've been realizing, or just how I'm feeling about the year so far. I've had so much travel. I feel like since Jamaica, I had like a little bit of time in March, but then back to back with Korea being gone for 2 weeks, bachelorette trip the weekend after, I had a wedding this weekend, and I've just been like barely making ends meet. And I'm like trying to be flexible with myself, but I'm just in nature like a very structured person. So traveling is like what gets rid of the structure, but I feel like traveling and stuff like traveling is what makes you feel like life is life. So just saying this for anyone else that might struggle with like responsibilities and flexibility and giving yourself grace, it's fine. Because I feel like I've been lacking structure in general, that's why I decided to do the 75-day challenge. And I know that I'm really good at sticking to something and like following through if I choose to do something. So I'm doing the 75-day like hard, but I'd made those 2 substitutes. And then the diet that I'm following is just intermittent fasting between 12 and 8 or 1 to 9, just depending on the day. I'm not going to monitor what I eat. I'm just going to try to eat like mindfully, intuitively, and indulge when I want, just not as much as I usually do. And that's it. Like, I'm not going to overthink it, and I don't want to be too like crazy about it. I just want to make healthier decisions overall, like reset my health and wellness, everything. So yeah, I think that will be really good. Getting back into Korean and getting back into like goal setting and stuff. I literally have not done anything in regards to my goals, which is fine. Like, that's life, but I just want to get back to it, you know? And I'd be lying if I made this video telling you I was like back to it. You guys have to try this Dunkaroo dip. It's actually so good, I think. Like, look at it. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work. It's 3:45 right now. I have around like an hour-ish or so left of work, and I'll talk to you guys maybe like when I'm on a walk or something. But I know I need to update you guys on Korean. and just like the state of my Korean learning journey, especially after Korea. I didn't talk about it on purpose. I've just been trying to like gather my thoughts and figure out like what I want to say. Good morning, it's the next day. Let me just explain what my life looks like right now. Everything. So, as you guys know, Thomas is beginning his 4th year of medical school, but the thing that like kind of ends his 3rd year is taking step 2 board exams. And step 2 is really important because you have to get a good grade if you want to, like be competitive for the specialty that you want. And the specialty that he wants is pretty competitive. I'm not going to say just because, just in case, but he's been studying a lot and he's taking step at the end of May, so I don't really get to see him a lot or talk to him too much unless like we have dedicated planned time together. So I've been trying my best to just like prioritize walking Beast. Like I cleaned up the apartment a lot last night and I talked to Thomas while we were eating the dinner that I made. So like that's just how my life is looking right now. I'm like really trying to prioritize him and I guess like less of the YouTube perfect storytelling, full day in the life, vlogs and stuff. So I know that I think the last time I talked to you guys was like lunchtime yesterday. And typically I like to be very mindful about checking in like throughout the entire day so that you guys can actually see my entire day. But that's what I mean. Like I'm like not on it right now. I cleaned my apartment last night, which was good, but I like am not, I'm not on top of it. So that was yesterday. And I wanted to talk to you guys about my Korean class and just like my Korean journey in general, because I think a lot of you were pretty curious about like how that went and like, did I practice my Korean a lot and everything from when I was in Korea. I've been taking Korean classes for a little bit over a year now, maybe like a year and a month. And so I'm like, okay, Korea's going to be great. I'm going to practice a lot and it's going to be awesome and yada yada. But the truth is, like, honestly, I just still feel like a beginner, and being in Korea, like, I couldn't maintain conversations with, like, random people. I could try my best when I met my Korean teacher and when I would try to talk to Tom's dad and my family members that live in Korea. I would try, but I'm still a beginner. And I think I, like, at first was so upset about it because I was like, I've been taking classes for a year, like, this is going nowhere, I'm wasting my money. But then my Korean teacher was like, no, like, think about the stuff that you learned in like level 2 and 3. That stuff feels so easy now and you're on level 7, but when you're in level 15, the level 7 stuff will feel really easy. And so I'm like, okay, like it like made me feel better and stuff. But honestly, I came back from Korea feeling pretty down and pretty like discouraged about my Korean learning journey. I just kind of feel like, honestly, I'm like speaking out loud, but I just kind of feel like it feels impossible. And I think that's normal. And I just want to document that part of my journey of like taking classes intermittently for a year. Like I don't live in Korea. I have some Korean friends, but I speak English to them, like, and I don't like talk to my family in Korean much. It's always been very difficult for me to immerse myself living like my life in the United States. And so I say this for anyone else that might be thinking about learning a language, or maybe you're in my position and you're like 100% something, but you don't know the language because you were born here. It is really hard. And I sometimes feel like I'm like alone in this world of trying to learn the language, and it would just be easier to not know it. And I feel really stupid trying to learn a language, but I think that that's all normal. And I'm going to try to tell myself that like I have my future kids in mind, trying to learn Korean so that when they're young, I can speak Korean to them. And I like kind of imagine like, okay, if I have kids in the next like 5 to 10 years, I have to be better by then, right? So yeah, that's kind of like what I'm thinking, and I'm hoping that things will improve. But that was like my final, I guess, like goal update, because I feel like my big goals for 2025 were doing a 75-day challenge, which I'm currently doing my walk in Georgetown. Ooh, hello. Okay, there. I'm currently doing my walk in Georgetown, if you can't tell. It's a little bit later than I wanted it to be, but it's okay. I still woke up pretty early, and I'm gonna get a coffee. My coffee budget is through the roof because I'm doing all these walks. But I just really want to treat myself to coffees if I'm going to walk, And then Korean learning, that is like my huge thing for this year. So I just want to be honest and check in about it at the end of April after going to Korea. This is like how I'm feeling. And my arm is pretty tired. Oh my gosh, look at Georgetown. It's so pretty here. I love it. It's also really nice coming in the morning because there's not too many cars and there's like no people. No one's in Georgetown at
7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I'm gonna get a coffee from Blue Bottle and then walk back, start my day and stuff. But this is my workout. I'm so sore I went to Lifetime yesterday morning with Rachel at like 5 a.m. and we did this alpha workout. It was really, really hard and I'm really sore. And then I think I'm still sore from the Pilates arm workout that I did on Monday. So it's Wednesday. My 90 minutes of exercising is just a very, very long intentional walk. And then I'm actually co-working with Jess in the afternoon. So I need to just kind of get all of my personal stuff out of the way this morning before work and put this video together. I like did half of it last night. I just did like some small cuts because I stutter way too much. For the future of my channel, I'm still gonna try to do everything as is. My routine should be kind of picking back up. I have a work trip in the beginning of May, and then I'm actually going somewhere very special for a day trip in the middle-ish of May. And then after that, I'm actually done with all of my travel. So I'm hoping that while travel is finishing up, I can like get back into a good routine with YouTube. And I just need to like, honestly, like get back on my grind with it. I need to like get back into routine because I talked about this in the last video, but like having pockets of my routine in between a non-routine life is like what makes me feel sane, and I feel like I'm crashing out not being consistent with YouTube right now. This is Blue Bottle. I'm getting a coffee. Here's my coffee. I got an iced Americano black, and we're gonna continue our walk. I forgot to pause my walk when I was in there, but I know for a fact because I checked. It took me 31 minutes to get here. So I want to walk for like an hour, hour and a half. If I can get to the whole 90 minutes, that'd be great. But if not, that's okay too. Oh my God, so pretty. Okay, I'm back home, showered, and starting my workday now, so I just want to end off this video. I don't think I have anything else to update you guys on, honestly. I just wanted this video to be like, I am kind of crashing out a little bit, but I'm trying to have a good mindset, because if I let this get to me, then like I will be really stressed, and I just want to choose to not be stressed with all the things that I still kind of have to catch up on. The last, or not the last, but the next video that you guys will see is going to be the May plan with me, because those videos, I feel like this shows I did not do an April plan with me because I was leaving for Korea like at the very end of March, and then I was gone for 2 weeks and traveling and stuff, and I was like, there's just no reason. So I feel like this kind of shows that like when you plan your life every single month, whether you're doing like content creation like me, or you just have like so many different responsibilities, which I think everyone does, planning out your month is so helpful. Like I literally need it, because the fact that I didn't do it, I'm like behind on my budget, behind on my goals, have no idea what I'm doing at all, really. And I think stuff like this, like monthly resets or monthly plan with me's, or just, you know, figuring out what you have coming up for the next month in your life is so valuable, especially the older we get and the more responsibilities that we add on in our lives. It is so important. And even just like my social plans, I need to like get a good grasp on like what's coming up in May so that I feel ready. And I just feel like planning each month ahead like literally makes me feel like I have control of my life. And so the fact that I didn't do that in April, it shows at the end of April. But that will be the next video. I'm gonna post it on Saturday, so I'm gonna take the next couple of days to just like finish everything up and film it and edit it and everything for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was pretty unedited, but I think videos like this are honestly pretty needed sometimes. And yeah, okay, well, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you on Saturday for a new video. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos twice a week in 2025. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, miss you already.